anticipated episode of the year, Central Park Weddings. I am Veronica Moya, the Central Park wedding expert. I want to tell you everything you need to know about having your wedding ceremony in the most photographed park in the world. Obviously, I am biased. I love Central Park. That's where I got married. You can see images of my own wedding. We love it. We loved it. I got married in Bethesda Terrace. It is open. And on my wedding day, it actually did rain, which is good luck. And I can tell you guys, if it rains on your wedding day, it is really good luck. I've been married for over 5 years now, and it's been the best 5 years of my life. We are really happy, and we are successful as well. So I heard that rain brings you money, and maybe, I guess that's true. Maybe it's true. Why not? But that's a good thing to think about when you are planning on a Central Park wedding. Because rule number one, if you want to have a Central Park wedding, you have to be easygoing. Very important, you have to be flexible. This is the first thing that you need to ask yourself. How easygoing are you, and how okay are you with the weather? Because if you're planning a wedding outside, you have to know and you have to be okay with the fact that maybe it will rain. If you do it in the winter, it may be really, really cold. If it's in the summer, it could be extremely hot. We have had some weddings where it was unbearable. It felt like we were it was like a punch in the face. It was really heavy. The air was heavy. Very, very, very hot, and everybody was sweating bullets. And then we had other weddings in the rain. We had weddings in blizzards, lots of snow, which looks beautiful for the photos, but it's not ideal for the bride and groom during the ceremony. So yes, my rule number one, before you start, make sure that you sit down with your spouse-to-be and you have this conversation and tell yourself, will I be okay if the weather doesn't cooperate? Is it okay? Am I adventurous enough? Am I spontaneous enough that it's okay? I don't care. If you are, then you can move ahead and have your ceremony in Central Park. So if you decided that you are easygoing and flexible, very good, congrats. So now you will have your ceremony in Central Park. The first thing you need to do is obtain a permit. Let me tell you the story about the permit. If you ask, they will tell, or if you call them at the Parks Department, they will tell you, you don't need a permit if you're under 25 people, which is true. And most of our weddings are under 25 people. We specialize in elopement style weddings, micro weddings. Usually it's just the couple and a couple of friends, the couple and their parents. The bulk of our events are under 10 people, I'll say. But you want to get a permit. The permit is a must. Why? Because if you don't have a permit for a certain location, somebody else with a permit may come in and kick you out. Now, let's say you want to get married. So to get a permit, you need at least three weeks in advance to get a permit. If your wedding is in 2 weeks from today, you won't be able to get a permit. They don't give the permits this short notice. You need at least 3 weeks to 30 days. That's what the park requires. When you go, you can go in the Parks Department, try to apply for a permit, and you will see they block some dates. So the dates for this week, next week, and the following are blocked. You cannot get it. So you need some notice. You can't decide, I want to get married next week. Although you can. If you're getting married without a permit, you can do it. Let me tell you, there are some secret spots that the park department does not give permits for. They're beautiful places, they're gazebos, and at least you know that nobody else will have a permit, which means nobody will kick you out. As long as you show up there early enough and you claim the space is yours. Someone else may come in and they want to have a wedding there too, but you're like, sorry, we're here now. You can wait and come back after we're done. And the good thing is that, first come, first serve, and that's it. They cannot bring you a permit and say, hey, get out. There's a few places that are like that, and we know about them. So if you would like to take advantage of that knowledge, you can hire my company, Wedding Packages in New York City, and we will make your beautiful ceremony happen in a very private way and in a very secure way. If you want to have your ceremony at CapCut, Ladies Pavilion, or Wagner Cove, you must have a permit. Full stop. I will never even go there, even if it's on a Monday afternoon. It's funny because sometimes people want to get married, I don't know, Tuesday, 9 a.m., and they think it'll be free. Nobody will, And it's not true. You don't know. People get permits for all kinds of things, and those places are very, very popular. So sometimes people are doing shoots there, they're doing video sessions, photo sessions, shooting commercials there, and they have permits. So they will kick you out. You won't be able to have your day. You won't be able to do your ceremony. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? If you want to have your ceremony at Ladies Pavilion, Wagner Cove, or CapCut, you must have a permit. If you do not have a permit because you couldn't get one, because you forgot, because it's too late, whatever, don't go there. Places that you can go without a permit and you won't have an issue would be Gapstow Bridge, Bethesda Terrace. It's so big, probably somebody will have a permit because they do get permits for that spot. But it's so big, you can have 2 weddings at the same time. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to say get away. Other places, open places that, even Bow Bridge. There's so many different landing spots around Bow Bridge that even if someone else has a permit and they're at one of the places, you can just walk over and have your ceremony on the other side. So again, flexibility here is very important. As a rule of thumb, I always like to remind you that life is happening for you and to support you. And especially for your wedding day, you have to know and trust that whatever happens, it's part of the big plan, it's part of the experience, and just have a nice and easy disposition, I would say. I'm going to answer some other very popular questions. One is about decorations. If you want to use decorations for your Central Park wedding, the rule is you cannot. No. The park, when they give you the permit, in the permit they are very big and very clear. You are not allowed to bring balloons, chairs, guirnaldas or banners or anything. You're not supposed to put up decorations. Now some people do. They'll put up the decorations anyway, and 9 out of 10 they get away with it. Now it has happened. I have witnessed. We don't provide decorations. We don't bring decorations for that reason, because I don't want to. Actually, there's a few reasons why I don't bring decorations to my weddings. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me not lose my train of thought. I actually witnessed a park ranger come into Wagner Cove. I don't know if you know Wagner Cove, all the way downstairs. You really have to get there to know there's a wedding. And this horrible woman, she was a park ranger, she made the bride and groom bring all their decorations down before the ceremony started. She was adamant. She was like, absolutely not. Their friends had brought in and they had decorated the gazebo. They had put some one of those things with like the leaves and the flowers. So she was just mean. I thought she was mean. Like, just let her have her photos with that and the ceremony, and we'll clean up. And she was really mean. Anyway, so that can happen because that's the rule. The park tells you you're not supposed to bring decorations. If you want to take your chances, go ahead. Like I said, most of the times is not an issue, but there's some areas that it will be an issue. For instance, Shakespeare Gardens, also, it's always filled with park rangers there, always, because they're always fixing the lawn and fixing the flowers, and they're so annoying. They're always there, and they're always looking at what you're doing, and so much so that one time, one of the park rangers came to ask me if we had taken the flowers for the bouquet. The bride had a beautiful bouquet that we made for her, and she had some blue flowers. The park ranger actually thought that we took the flowers from the park for the bouquet. We didn't, obviously. We paid for the bouquet. But this is because they match the flowers that they had. So yeah, if you have your ceremony at Shakespeare Gardens, just be aware that you can't really bring anything. They're always there, and they will make you take it down. Okay? Now going back to why I don't like decorations. I don't like fake stuff, because I find that what for? I mean, you're in the park. The park is amazing. It's the natural beauty, the greenery, the landscape, the lakes in the back, and it's gorgeous. Why mess with that? You don't need anything. Why? What are you going to buy? Some balloons, some banners, I do bring every time, if you do a silver package or up, we bring our signs with the names of the couple, so people know whose wedding it is, because there's so many weddings in Central Park that your friends and family may not know, is this Daisy's wedding or Jennifer's wedding? So we always like to have signs with your names in them so people know this is your wedding. And I think, what else? Well, we bring the banners from our company for the same reason, just so people know that's us. And I think that's it. I usually bring like a couple of like banners for the end, like just married or things like that. But keep it very simple, because I've learned from many years of doing this that at the end of the day, none of the fluff matters. The only photos that you are going to use, that are going to be on the wall, and you're going to hold dear to your heart, are the photos. For me, in my case, it was the candid photos, but it's going to be photos of you and your beloved, the two of you. That's it. Your face, your expressions, your eyes, your joy. That's what you take away, not the whatever. I know there's another company that brings these fake flowers. They put them on the floor and they put them around, and they do great photos. She's a really good photographer, and they do this. I guess they bring a lot of stuff. They bring a lot of props to dress it up. I personally feel that the park doesn't need any dressing up, and always less is more. I like to keep it simple and elegant, but that's me. Everyone's different. And the last thing, I have notes. The last thing I want to tell you is there are no chairs, and that is a big one. So I don't know how the park rangers would react, or what would happen if you brought a bunch of chairs. From my experience, if you have someone who needs to sit down and you couldn't get a permit at CapCut, so if you need people to sit down, I would always recommend that you take CapCut as your wedding location, because CapCut is the only location that gives you sitting for up to 60 people. So everybody can sit down in the benches, very comfy, and it's great. If you cannot get a permit for CapCut or you're doing it in the lawn or an open space, and you have the idea of some other place, some other wedding where they have the chairs, and I'm talking about 40, 50 chairs, with the aisle in the middle. Yeah, you cannot do that in Central Park. That's a big, big no. You need a special kind of permit. It's a lot more expensive. It's a different permit. And I don't even know if you could get it or not. I don't know. I have never seen it in more than 10 years I've been doing weddings in Central Park. I have never seen a setup like that. The only times I see setups like that are for the New York Marathon, and and they have tents, and they have, but like I said, it's a big production. They close the areas, and it's a completely different kind of permit. You are not allowed to bring chairs. However, if you need chairs for grandma or your cousin or someone who's pregnant or whatever, like a handful of people, and you want to bring 3 or 4 chairs, folding chairs, of course you can. Nobody's going to say anything. So you can bring, 3 or 4, 4 or 5, just have some family members have a seat if they need to sit. But I think I hope you understand what I'm saying. Keep it simple. Keep it easy. If you want a Central Park wedding, you have to remember it is a public space. And even when you have the permit, you cannot prevent people from being people. People are going to pass by you. They're going to walk their dogs right in the middle of your ceremony. It has happened. People are horrible. And so if you're okay with that, great. If you're not okay with that, you don't have to be okay with that, but then you really need to plan ahead. Meaning, if this is something that's going to bother you, having, looky-loos and people walking by and whatever, if you don't want that, you need to appoint people of your family and friends to have that as their job, to specifically be there, to be on the lookout for bystanders and tourists and people, from the area. Actually, locals are more difficult than tourists sometimes. Locals feel very entitled. This is my park, this is my route. This happened, actually. I had this one lady saying, well, I always walk it through this way. I always do this. I said, I understand, but we're having a wedding. Can you wait 10 minutes or do a different, go a different way today? Don't be an asshole. It's someone's special day. How can you do that? But they can, because they're lonely and miserable and they have nothing else to do and whatever. I don't know why. I don't know why I said that. I don't mean to be mean to lonely people, but it happens. So you either had to be okay with that, or you really need to have a team that will keep them at bay. And by that, I mean you have to have people that are comfortable with confrontation. It's very important because people will be rude sometimes. So, so that's my 50 cents. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, you can let me know. You can ask questions there down below, and I'm always happy to answer them. Also, if you like to schedule a personal consultation with me, you can do that by clicking below. I am now booking personal one-on-one wedding consultations, and you can ask any question that you want, including personal questions. No question is off limit. I would love to spend some time with you and help you through this journey and hold your hand. Happy to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I like to see what you have to say. All right? And remember, stay light, stay happy. This is a wonderful, wonderful time in your life, and it should be fun. It should be precious, okay? Don't let nonsense get to you. You're too important, and your wedding, your marriage is too important to let little things get to you. All right? Thank you for watching. All my love.